Thank you very much.
Nsaba kumbulira ku kifaananyi kiri kitya abalungi abaliko. Nsaba kumbulira ku kifaananyi kiri kitya komenti zammwe. Nsaba kumbulira ku kifaananyi kiri kitya. Aliko kamera olina kyambadde musomesa.
Lord Mayor, Honorable Winnie Yanyuma, the former Lopes, Winnie Kizza, Waf of Funagutu, the current leader of opposition, Joel Sinai, of course, Lord Mayor, the leader of PFF, all the leaders of NUP. Thank you for hosting us again. And we thank those who came to lead the prayers here. We thank God that we're able to be here today in solidarity with those who are in prison. Honorable Dr. Kizza, Besigye, Aaron Kizza, all the young people who are incarcerated in the different prisons all over this country. The environment is quite complex. There are two types of prisons in this country. The ones we have come to stand in solidarity with, like Honorable Dr. Kizza Besigye, Aaron Kizza, Asad Rutare, no, sorry, Obed Rutare. Those are in prisons which have walls. The fight is on, and we have to keep fighting until they get out. But there's a second nature of a prison that's not visible, and we are not paying attention to that. And yet both are linked. Our success in getting those whom we've come to stand in solidarity with, who are actually much fewer, is dependent on us breaking the walls of those who are in the prisons that don't have walls, that are invisible, that have completely paralyzed this country. Those who are in the prison of fear and hopelessness. We have to focus and fight both simultaneously. Because our success in breaking the walls of fear, breaking the walls of hopelessness that have captured our people, because it's been deliberate, systematic by the regime. The moment we break those walls, I can tell you, we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't have those who are in the prisons that have walls. So in whatever actions we engage in, there must be people who are dedicated to doing that. Two, as we continue this struggle, people are wired different. People are inclined differently. So even at the point when announcements are made for different types of actions, recognize that there are people who are inclined, who are wired, who can go on the street anytime, midnight, at 1, at 2, at whatever time you call upon them, they'll be on the streets. There are people who are inclined that way. There are those who are inclined different, but who can fight. So we must recognize that we must build different fronts, one struggle. And at this point, I would like to talk to those who are not represented here. The middle-level leaders of NRM and the members of NRM and supporters of NRM, starting from members of parliament, LOC 5 chairpersons, LOC 3 chairpersons, downwards. The ones at the top, I don't think they can hear, even if you speak 24/7. Why do I have to address those? Because they're also in that prison that does not have physical walls. They're also under fear. They've just made reference to, courts, security services, police, intelligence services, even in the military, the business community, cultural leaders, religious leaders. The walls which the prisons which don't have walls cut across all the category of these people. They are critical. We have to work day and night. When you are not wired or inclined to go on the street, you can talk one-on-one, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, to overcome fear, to ensure that we can put our country back on track. Why do I say so? When you go on social media, if you look at the level and depth of frustration and anger, it's worrying. If what is on social media was to be translated into physical actions within the society, we will tear each other apart. And I suspect it could easily be indiscriminate. While change is inevitable, anybody who can see, who can make analysis, can see that change is inevitable. But it has got to be managed if we're going to remain with a country that is intact, and where even as we sit here, plus even those who are not here, that we can continue moving as a community, as a nation. That is critical. Therefore, those leaders in NRA, members of parliament, LC 5 chairpersons, LC 3 chairpersons, councillors, leaders of NRM party, at those levels, down there, the members, general members, supporters, they are not just fallen from Mars. They don't live in islands. You must be feeling the pain that is in our society. You must be seeing the problems that we are confronted with. And you must be experiencing the fear, even those in the opposition that they're experiencing. Otherwise, you would be speaking, but you don't. But when you meet privately, you speak your mind, and you're not able to speak what you say in private in the open, which means that you're also paralyzed by fear. Therefore, the struggle is common for our future, for our country. So there has been coordination of effort, planned, deliberate, conscious, systematic, and we have to work on that. Relentlessly, without giving up. It would be the worst nightmare for us to have change, which is inevitable, but have a country that would have broken into pieces. Like we see in Somalia, like we see what is happening now in Sudan. It's not too late. We can have change, but have a country that remains intact. So that those who take power can at least have a beginning point in how they can start sorting out the mess which has been created by General Museveni and those who the clique around him. It is absolutely necessary. We have to work on it consciously. It's not going to happen by accident. It's not going to fall like rain. It has been out of conscious, deliberate choices that we have to make. My appeal with the leaders who are in the opposition. When the general population can become frustrated, one in two is despair or frustration. Leaders never get frustrated. Leaders never get into despair. Leaders keep focused. in spite of whatever may be going all wrong. Because when General Museveni plays out his psychological warfare using all the tools at his disposal, like all authoritarian regimes do, is simply to plunge us all into a state of hopelessness, that we eat each other up, that we become divided, and reach a point where we start saying that nothing can succeed, nothing can be done. That's why he wants to push us to, and we cannot afford to be pushed to that point. And we must therefore remain hopeful, because if we become hopeless, how can we give what we don't have? For us to give hope to the population, we must remain hopeful. For us to give people the understanding that change is possible, the physical, and two, the country can remain intact, we must speak that. We must act that. May God give us the wisdom and the understanding to be able to do that. Complex as it is. Obangezeko nchusemu mu Uganda. Bwembanga sisobodde kansona akola ajja kugezaako akoleki yali kumpi wano. Mukama yebaze. Tusanze nnyo okubeera wano. Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi n'abakulembeze mwenna abantu mwebale nnyo okutuweereza ekifo okujja okuyimirira n'abo abali mu makomera. Honorable Dr. Kizza Besigye, Obedi Rutale, Aaron Kizza, n'abavubuka bonna aba NUP abali mu makomera ekitalya, Ruzira, Kigo ne mu ggwanga lyonna. N'ekyama Nyanzi eyawambiddwa eggulo oluli kubanga twali wamu mu lukiiko wano. Waliko amakomera mu ggwanga lino ga bika bibiri. Waliko amakomera abo bemenya amannya mwe bali Kitalya, Ekigo ne Ruzira. Katonda atuwa amaanyi n'obuvumu n'obugumiikiriza okuyimirira nabo okutuusa lwe banaava mu makomera. Naye waliko ekkomera eryokubiri ekirabika lye tutateekako ssira, ate nga amakomera ago abiri gakwatagana. Katonda bw'aba atuwadde amagezi okumenya lino ekkomera eritalina ebisenge bye tulaba n'amaaso, bwe tuwangula okukutula ekkomera eryo ery'obutiitiizi, ery'okutya n'okugwamu essuubi, eryo bwe tulikutula abali mu makomera gano ag'ebisenge tekitwala wiiki emu okuvaayo ku makomera. N'olwekyo njagala n'abo abatali wano, abakulembeze ba NRM, abawakati okudda wansi, abawaggulu ne bw'omala essaawa 24 ng'oyogera tebakyawulira. Ewaffe mu nkola eyo tulinayo olugero, nkola ekigezi. Ne mu Buganda olugero lwe lumu nti ekyagala okutta embwa kisooka ne kitta kigiziba nnyindo. Ng'olukwenda kuyita embwa lugigaze nnyindo. But whatever wants to kill a dog first compromises its sense of smell. abakulembeze bali abali ku ntikko bo tebakyakaga era kisoboka nti basobola kugwana muki mungo nga tebakitegedde tebakyawunyiriza. Yes, council has corrected. Tebakyawunyiriza. So let's concentrate on those who are below. Hopefully they can still snare. Aba ku parliament, level of parliament, LC5, LC3s, councillors, abawagizi na members ababulijjo okumanya nti eggwanga lyaffe ffenna era nabo bantu bakulu abasinga obungi bateekwa okuba nga balaba n'amaaso nti enkyukakyukayo ejja kubaawo, naye enkyukakyuka eyo ebaawo etya ne tusoza eggwanga nga liritya nga likyali wamu. We tutambula kati waliwo obuseerezi bw'amaanyi era Katonda atuweereza amagezi engeri gye tukolamu ekintu ekyo okulaba nti enkyukakyuka eteekwa okubaawo ebeewo n'eggwanga lisigale nga liki liwamu. Bw'oba osoma ku social media ntalo njereere era ebiri ku social media singa bibaawo nga ku streets kutinga nakyokka. Mwaba NRM temuli ku maazi the planet, temuli ku munyenye, temuli mu bire, muli wano wansi mulaba ebiriwo mubiwuliriza mubifiiringa okuva mu bantu abalinyiriddwa. Kati okusigala awo nga temulina kye mukola nga mulowooza nti bino bya opposition kintu ekitalimu obuvunaanyizibwa, kubanga Katonda bw'aba nga tatuweere na kisa ne kubaawo enkyukakyuka estable enkyukakyuka ng'eri entebenkevu olowooza ani anaamanya nti gwe oli wa NRM oba oli ki? When we were fighting in 86, when we cut off Katonga, Masaka, surrounded Masaka, there are two specific areas in Ankole where UPC had really crushed, humiliated DP, Ibanda and Mubwesh. So what they were in their, when people were in their homes, normally, because people want to fear, want to react. But when they heard that we had surrounded Mbarara, we had surrounded Masaka, we had cut off Katonga, nobody mobilized people, the DP people. Out of pent-up anger, got into their houses, got pangas, and they started cutting down plantations, cutting down all nature of things. And the next thing was start trying to kill people. We had to deploy forces to go stabilize the area. We were still sane at that time. But you had what happened like in Musoga, where there was that chairman who said, if UPC is removed, this is my arm, cut it off. They cut it off. Change which is haphazard, you can easily become a statistic. Even when you are in government, actually you become a target. I think those who are in NRM should be the ones who should be doing more than what we are doing. Ababali mu NRM mu ndowooza yange abantu batenga bakola n'ebisinga ku ebyo ffe bye tukola okulaba nti enkyukakyuka ebaawo naye ebe ey'emirembe. Mu lutalo luno tetubasuubira kujja ku street bwe baba nga bayise ab'oku street kubanga sirowooza nti wali abalina obuvumu obwo, naye kinoomu oyo ng'ayogera n'ono, abasatu nga batuula, abataano nga batuula. Alina omuntu oli mu magye ng'agenda n'amugamba, mwana wange, waliko line gy'ota crossinga, yo wange bakuwadde order, mutabani wange, muwala wange, omuliraano kugenda mukuwumulira n'omugamba ebintu ebituuse eggwanga lye lisinga, oli member wa parliament, oli LC5, oli LC3. Bwe tukola ebyo, Katonda naye n'aterekerako ekisa kye, kisoboka eggwanga lino okukyukakyuka, ate ekiteekwa okubaawo naye ne likyukakyuka nga kuliko ki? Emirembe. Kyensembyayo ng'abakulembeze balangiridde actions zonna ezinaaba nga zibaddewo, tutegeregane ku kintu kino kubanga oluusi kirimu obunafu nakyo. Abantu engeri gye bali wired tebafaanagana. Kati wano waliko abantu b'ogamba nti tuve wano tugende kimu ddala ku poliisi central anaafa afe. Waliko abavaawo awo nga tatidde na katono ne bwe bakuba amasasi ng'asonga. Naye waliko abalala atasobola kukola ekyo, naye ng'asobola okutuukirira omuntu omulala, oluusi wa magye, oluusi wa poliisi, oluusi member wa parliament, oluusi LC5, oluusi LC3, era n'amutuusa mu ndowooza, ate nga nakyo kintu kikulu. Wali oli asobola okuwa ssente nga waliko we bakutte bali mu makomera, essente eziyamba family. Waliko looya asobola okugenda mu kooti n'awoza emisango egy'essente n'agiteeka ku bbali n'agenda n'awoza ekyobwereere. Waliwo oli asobola okutwala emmere n'agitwalira abalwadde ku makomera oba n'agitwalira abalwadde mu ki? Eddwaliro. Entalo za bika bingi. Muve mu ntalo ez'omunda